Hey folks, I'm going to be doing coffee cupping for 3 different coffees that I've got. The first one is ViBean. Yep, this is a filter coffee with 80-20 ratio and medium roast. I understand this is Arabica. The next one, this is medium roast. I got this freshly ground from a local supermarket. They had beans and you can ask them to grind and give it to you, and I got it from them. So no idea, I'm going to be tasting this for the first time. This is Cothas Filter coffee. I'm not sure of the roast nor of the bean, so just going in blind, but I liked it. I mean, I've been doing a mocha pot as well as a French press on this, and it's come out pretty well. Alright, so why to even do coffee cupping? I have recently discovered the magic of coffee and I'm willing to dive deep into this ocean. And that's where I want to develop my taste and I want to get used to this whole idea of the nuances of coffee. You can't really learn if you really don't put something to practice. It may not be perfect, but you got to start somewhere. And that's where I'm attempting to do this, and I'm doing this as a log of, this sort of an attempt. All right. I also need to develop my taste palette, which again needs a lot of practice, right? And that is where I felt the best way to discern the differences is to do coffee cupping at home. Now I've watched a few YouTube channels from different YouTubers, so I'm going to be using some of that. Now the ratio that I'll be using for the cupping will be 1:16. For 1 gram of coffee, 16 grams of water. So I have my weighing scale ready and I'm going to boil some water now and keep it ready for the cupping. Alright, so we will now start putting the coffee in the glasses. So each glass is weighing 300 grams. We're going to tare it. And if I remember correctly, this level scoop is about 5 grams. So we're going to go with 5 grams. Alright, so now that we have coffee in our glasses, what we are going to do next is pour water, and we are going with a 1:16 ratio. So what that means is around, say, 83 grams of water. So let's stir this and pour. Yep, roughly there. Alright, now that we have poured roughly around 83 grams of water into each of our glasses, we'll wait for 4 minutes, very similar to how we do it in the French press, and then we will start tasting. But before that, we'll also have to give it a small stir, remove any remaining floating particles, and then we will taste with a spoon. So now our first cup is ready for tasting. I'll clean the spoon. So I'm going to be tasting ViBean first. Seems to be really intense flavor. Maybe this is something I need to learn, but I do taste a bit of sourness in this. Definitely, bitterness obviously is meant to be expected. Bit sour. I won't say that there are notes of chocolate though. I think that's pretty much it, what I can get from that. Let's try the next one, that is this. This is from the local supermarket. Give it a gentle stir. Oh, this seems pretty clean already. So let's see. Oh wow! So this supermarket, beans, kind of light on the flavor. It's medium roast, but so is ViBean. But stark difference in the taste. This felt very light, whereas ViBean, now that I'm able to compare and contrast, I can say that ViBean felt a little more, slightly more intense, I would say, slightly more intense compared to this. This feels very light on the palate, but not that sour. I'm not sure if that's acidity, but I'll just keep it simple because I'm not a pro. So yeah, very, very light flavored, not very intense. And now we are going to try Cothas coffee. Fascinating. This one's sourness is the least actually. The ViBean was really sour. The supermarket one less than that, but this is kind of different. Oh yeah, one more thing, bitterness. ViBean was quite bitter. The other two not so much. And the flavor profile is a little more intense than the supermarket one, but not as intense as the ViBean coffee. So definitely something different. So again, I may not be using all fancy words like the pros do, because I'm not a pro. I'm just a regular Joe like you, who is just discovering the joy of coffee. And the reason I'm doing this, as I mentioned earlier in the video, it's obviously to develop my taste, but to also find which is going to be my go-to coffee. So that's the quest I'm on, and I'm really excited to see how it culminates, which is the final brand or the kind of coffee I will settle on. I'm sure there's going to be a lot more cuppings I'll be doing, but I found this to be a very interesting experience. Maybe I've made some mistakes here and there. Maybe you guys can point it out in your comments. Let me know so I can improve it next time. But definitely an interesting experience, and I was able to compare 3 very different kind of coffees. And before I used to think coffee is just coffee, it's always bitter, but guess not. All right, so that's pretty much it. Hope you enjoyed it. Looking forward to your comments. See you.